So I was driving today, and this lady was driving beside me, and well, needless to say, I was having some rough time dealing with some things and been struggling a little bit. But anyhow, this lady was driving beside me. She had a little boy sitting in the passenger side up front, and two little girls and a couple babies sitting in the back. And these two little girls, they were arguing and fighting and screaming. When they got right up beside me, this little boy motioned, for me to honk the horn. So I tooted the horn, and he started smiling and waving, kind of warmed my heart. And them two little girls in the back jumped around and sat down and was scared. And she rolled the window down and told her son to tell me thank you for straightening her little girls out. Well, later on today, this older lady and older gentleman was driving beside me, and they motioned me to pull over. So I pulled into a rest area, and the old man gets out and he begins to tell me how he drove a truck for years, 50-something years, maybe close to 60 years. And him and his wife have been married 68 years. And he was born in 1938. They got married when he was 18 years old, and he went to war. Well, they had kids, and they ended up having 9 children. They lost 3 in the military. But he had went to the Army, and for namesake, we'll call him Howard. Anyhow, he was telling me about how he was a sergeant in the motor pool during Vietnam, and how he met a man by the name of Donald, and said he'd like to be called Rook. And I asked him, I said, was this man named Donald Ivy? He said, well, yeah, how would you know that? And I told him, I said, well, that was my uncle. I'd never met this man before in my life, and he knew my uncle when he was fresh from Vietnam. And anyway, he goes on to tell me how he understands how hard it is out here being alone, struggling, leaving your family behind. He tells me, he says, just hang tight. He said, the Lord has got you. He's going to take care of you. Jesus is going to bless you. He said, because he's blessed me. And he asked me if he could climb up and honk my horn. And I told him, you sure bet you can, buddy. And so he tooted the horn and got down, and he gave me a hug and said, just hold fast. Everything was going to be all right. And got in the car and waved and drove away. And let me tell you that gave me a sense of purpose as to know why I do this out here. Because, we may not wear a uniform and stop crime, or we may not wear a uniform and carry a gun and go into war, but we fight our own battles out here, and we do a good service for this country. So when you think that it's rough out here, and I speak for I'm sure I speak for a lot of other truck drivers, that it warms your heart to see that that we're just being thanked, because we're not welcome sometimes in a lot of places, and we're categorized as filthy, foul-mouthed perverts sometimes, but we're really good-hearted people, and we have families at home that love us, and we love little children and little warm puppies. We just this is why we do this. It humbles us. It's a sense of we're making a difference in the world. And to know that this man told me these things, that brought tears to my eyes. So next time you guys are thinking about, well, why is my stuff not here already? Sometimes things happen, the weather gets rough, and we run into traffic jams, but remember, when you're sitting down tonight eating your food and watching your television and spending time with your loved ones. Thank a trucker, because he brought all those things to you. God bless everybody.